gentlemen, what's going on? 1247, the great one. Gentlemen, it's a great day to be great, man. You guys be thankful that you woke up to another day. Be thankful that you're in the land of the living. You open up your eyes. That means you're already winning. Winning started when you open up your eyes. So when you open up your eyes, automatically you started winning. Gentlemen, check this out. The thing about life, life is hard, right? For some of us in the so-called, in the Communitah, especially the men, life is hard for us brothers, right? But the point about having a so-called hard knot life is to get through the hard times so you can appreciate the good times. Right? You deal with hard people so you can appreciate when the good people come into your life. It's just a lesson. It's just a lesson. So yes, being here in the so-called, in the Communitah, it's hard. We're getting beat down and we're getting beat down and we're getting beat down. Yes, gentlemen, we are supposed to get beat down. But you're not supposed to keep getting beat down. You know, it's like when you join a gang. Listen, when you join any type of gang, you guys know any type of gang, you got to get you got to get jumped in. They got to jump you, right? You got to get beat up. To join the gang, you got to get beat up. Right? That's your initiation to whatever gang you're trying to get into. You got to get jumped in, right? Blood in and blood out, whatever these cats talking about. You got to get jumped in. So you're supposed to get beat up to get into the group. But once you get into the group, you don't keep getting beat up. You got beat up to get in the group. But once you're in the group, you don't keep getting beat up. At least as far as I know. I don't know anybody that keeps getting every single day. People from your own group is just beating you down every single day. I never heard that. You get jumped in. They jump you to get in the group. You get beat down, you get shoot pistol whipped, all that stuff to get into the group. And you stand your ground, you're good to go. But after you get jumped in, they don't keep jumping you. You don't keep getting beat up. It doesn't make sense. Same thing with your Communitah. How is it that you're in this Communitah, but every day you getting beat up? You're just getting beat up. You're getting told this, you're getting told that, you're getting told this, you're getting told that. Gentlemen, how is this? Why do you gentlemen love doing things the hard way? Listen, there's only supposed to be, your whole life is not supposed to be a hard road. You go through the hard times to get to appreciate the better times. But gentlemen, why do you keep listening to these people talking about you gotta struggle? Struggle this and struggle that, and you keep getting beat up and you're not nothing, and there's dusty, rusty, and all this other stuff. Gentlemen, you gotta know that your so-called Communitah is just not a good situation for you. How is it every day you just getting beat down, but you gotta sit there and take it like the men before you, your fathers, grandfathers, great grandfathers. You just gotta sit there and take all this beating from your community, and you just gotta sit there and take it. There's no apology. There's no apology for the nonsense that your Communitah put you through. There's no apology. There's no remorse. There's no sorrow. There's no nothing. They beat you down. Sooner or later, you're gonna die, and they move on to the next person. Do the same thing over and over again. For people who don't appreciate you, people who don't care about you, people who just gonna keep beating you down like the freaking parasites they are. You are the host, they are the parasites. I told you, gentlemen, this already. You are the host, your communitah is the parasite. I told you this. Everything is hard in the communitah. Everything is hard. Everything's a struggle. Everything is there's no letting up either. As soon as you say something that the communitah doesn't like, then here they go. They're gonna jump on you. They're gonna cancel you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that, gentlemen. Like, fellas, why do you keep going through this hard not life? When do you get gentlemen? When do you get to the promised land? When do you get to the land of milk and honey? When does that come for you, gentlemen? When your soul leaves your body, then you're gonna cross to the promised land. But gentlemen, why can't you have the promised land right now? You gotta wait till your soul leaves your body to go into some type of heaven and all this stuff. Where's heaven at on earth, gentlemen? Where's your heaven at? Oh, but if you go to Becky, you cut handle, man. Come on, gentlemen. What are we doing out here? Talking about slavery. Oh, yeah, you guys keep talking about slavery. Yeah, being in the communitah is modern day slavery. Being in the communitah is modern day slavery. Every single day, you gentlemen got to prove yourself to a bunch of degenerate people. I did a video last year, man, or 2 years ago, talking about trying to prove your blackness. You gentlemen out here trying to prove yourself to a bunch of degenerates, a bunch of throwaways. Trying to prove yourself for what? Gentlemen, listen, you grew up wherever you grew up. You learned what you need to learn. You got your peoples, but gentlemen, as a man, you gotta go to where you are appreciated. You got to go to where you are appreciated. Yes, it's great that you got all them bumps and bruises and all them cuts and stitches and all this stuff, gentlemen. I'm glad that you went through it. You went through your hood and your community. You went through all that, but gentlemen, it's not time to stay there. It's time to move forward. This is the problem that I have with the communitah. The communitah tells you what you need to do. But if you tell the communitah what to do, all of a sudden, oh my God, you're bashing and toxic masculinity. Come on, gentlemen, you gotta listen. You gotta use your brain, man. A group of degenerate people don't tell me what I'm about to do. Well, I can't talk to her and I can't do this. All this dick police and all this stuff going on in your communitah. And gentlemen, we're gonna sit up here and we're just gonna take it because I gotta show that I'm down with these degenerate people. These loser mentality people. You're supposed to go through the hard to appreciate the good, but gentlemen, you gotta separate yourself from the hard stuff, man. If people in your communitah want to keep doing the same thing, gentlemen, that's not up to you to continue the degenerate thinking or the degenerate attitude. You don't have to continue that. You go through the hard to get to the good, to appreciate the good. You go through it, gentlemen. You don't stay in it. You go through it. All them times in your neighborhoods and this, that, and the third, all that stuff you was born into, gentlemen. You go through it, you learn from it, and you move. And it should make you a stronger person, and you move forward. But gentlemen, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there for the rest of your life in a bunch of degenerate people. You go through the hard to get to the good. The key word I just in that sentence is through. You go through it. Don't go around it. Don't go over it. Go through that fire. Listen, I'm from New York. I had to go through the fire in New York. Listen, New York is I'm not from the city. Of course, I'm from upstate, but New York is the same thing. Listen, New York is it's a special place. You gotta have some tough skin, man, because these people out here, these people out here, these people in New York are vampires, man. You come out here, you got something that look kind of odd. Listen, they all, it's like a bunch of baboons. These people are all on you. They are all on you, man. All this, and look at them sneakers and that, dude. I used to get, man, listen, drugs used to get crucified if you wear the same clothes in the same week. Drugs used to get crucified, man. Oh, that's not a real Nautica jacket and Tommy Hilfiger. That's a Bill figure. And dude, I went through all that back when I was back home. But guess what, gentlemen? I don't stay there. No, I'm listening to a couple of these guys on YouTube and talking about got platforms and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's like how are these guys out here on YouTube giving people advice, but you're still in the same place you grew up at? You're still in the same spot you were when you were as a child. So that means you didn't grow up. Like, listen, as a man, you gotta grow up. Like, why would you stay in the same spot you've been your whole life? To me, that's not a sign of growth. Like, I can't sit and talk to you gentlemen if I'm still back in Rochester, New York. It doesn't make sense. Me being back in Rochester, New York, that's not growth, man. You got guys out here with platforms give you guys advice and do this and do that and do this and do that. But dude, you at the same spot you grew up. You're in the same city. You're in the same state. You're probably around the same people. So to me, you haven't grown up yet. You shouldn't give advice if you're still in the same spot you were when you grew up as a child. Once again, I know everybody has a different story, but listen, I can't take you seriously if you're in the same spot you were since you've been at the same spot. You grew up in the same town and all that stuff. You're still in the same area, but you out here giving advice. I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm gonna look at you like, bro, you in the same area. So I love my family and friends, but listen, you guys still in the same spot. So to me listening to you, that's like taking like 15 steps back. You people still doing the same thing. You're still going to the same spot. Like, listen, me stepping foot back in Rochester. That's oh my goodness. Like I told you guys before, I don't see myself stepping foot back in Rochester. It's gonna be a long time before I go back up there. Maybe take my kids up there. Maybe it'll be a long time before I step foot back in that place. But yeah, gentlemen, you go through the hard time to get to appreciate the good stuff, to get to the good stuff. But you got to go through it. You go through all that stuff, your childhood and this and the Communitah and the thinking and the victim mentality. You go through that stuff. You don't stay there, and you don't take that victim mentality to different parts of the world, because nobody's listening to what the Communitah has to say. Let's be honest. Nobody's listening. People are watching, but nobody's really listening like that. Nobody. The same old talking points, the same old this, the same old that, all the slavery and blah, blah, blah. Like, people hear it, but people are not listening to it. Like, oh, here we go again. All right, yup, oh my God, transatlantic, blah, blah, blah. Like, people, listen, everybody knows that story already. So you gentlemen gonna have to listen, gentlemen. You go go through the community. You go through it, you learn from it, and you move forward and you start your own. That's how life is as a man. That's how life works. You start wherever you start, you go through it, you learn from the people that surround you, and you go out here into the world and you create your own reality. That's how it works for every other group of men on planet Earth. I don't understand how the Communitah is telling you to stay somewhere when everybody else is telling their sons, go out here in the world and create your own. Plenty of people that's come to you guys, I say it all the time, plenty of people that's come to you, plenty of men that's come to the United States and brought their family here. Well, they didn't stay in their particular country around the particular people. They seen something better. They knew there was something better. And what happened? They moved to a different location. And what happened? They brought their family to them. That's how it's supposed to work. I don't stay in the mediocrity. No, I learn from it. I get my stripes, I get jumped in, cool. The community wants to beat me up a little bit, cool. I get beat up from the Communitah. I go through it, I leave that place, I go somewhere else. I start creating, and the people that's back in the old funky, whatever they at, if you want to come to where I'm at, you come to where I'm at. I'm not going back to where you are. I've been all over the world, gentlemen, like quite literally. I'm not playing. I've been all over the world, all over the planet. I've been in all 24 different time zones. For me to go right back to Rochester, New York, and to do what? I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about not calling the house. I don't feel bad about none of that. I have to move forward. That's what you gentlemen have to do. You go through the Communitah, you learn, you go out here into the world and you create your own. And if the people that's still back in your old neighborhood, if they want to connect with you, they got to come to you. You don't go back to them. You don't go back to the Communitah. You don't go back to the old neighborhood. You don't go back to where the old and moldy mindset is. You don't go back, gentlemen. They got to come forward. You keep moving forward. Listen, if these people want to connect themselves to you, they come to you. You don't go back to them. I don't care what grandma said. I don't care what your mama and your dad and your big cousin. I don't care what these people told you. These people want to get with you. You got to come to me. I'm not coming to you. I'm not coming back to you. I'm not having them conversations. I'm not doing none of that stuff. Yeah, gentlemen, man, you gotta put your foot down. You gotta put your foot down. Don't have these people up telling you what you about to do. Or you need to, man, you need to get the hell out of my face. That's what you need to do. Sit your ass down somewhere, man. You're not gonna tell me what I'm about to do. Yeah, gentlemen, you gotta be a man out here in these streets, man. You gotta be a man. Listen, when you were a child, you used to speak like a child, you used to reason like a child, but now you are a man. You gentlemen listen, the Communitah does not control you. The Communitah does not tell you what you should do or how you should do it. That's not how it's going down. It's time to stand up and be men, gentlemen. It's time to make an impact on this platform called Earth, man. You don't have to keep connecting yourself to this Communitah. And and you guys, once again, every single time, it always goes back to the women. Oh my God, and Keisha, here we go. You know, once again, circular talking points over and over again. Oh my God, and Bob, come on, man. This is what I'm saying, man. A lot of these people in your Communitah don't want change. I've always said the people in your Communitah don't want change. Too many people profiting off of African American dysfunction. Too many people profiting. I did a thing last year. Too many people around you, too many people in your Communitah are profiting off of so-called dysfunction in your Communitah. I need for you gentlemen to wake your ass up. Move forward. Go through the Communitah. Go out here into this world and create your own communities. Create your own, gentlemen. Stop marching, move forward, and start creating. You go through the hard times. Yeah, you might have, listen, you guys might have grew up with a single mother and government assistance and all that, and roach infested. Keep jumping, that's cool. You went through it. Move forward and create a better situation for the younger ones who are coming behind you. That's how it's supposed to work. And if people in your community don't appreciate what you're doing, gentlemen, there's other people that will. What's the movie? The Field of Dreams. If you build it, other people will come, gentlemen. Stop doubting yourself. Stop listening to the community. Oh, that's not good enough, and oh, that's corny. This, that. Nah, gentlemen, tell the people the community, sit their ass down. Listen, gentlemen, whatever you have in your head is good enough, and it's very much needed. Whatever's in your head is very much needed. Maybe not to your community or your community. The community might not like it, but fine, gentlemen. There's other people out here on this platform on earth that needs what's in your head, man. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Listen to these people. Listen to grandma and your cousin and your homeboy from high school and all that other stuff, and they still sitting up at the same spot and they still doing the same thing, still sitting up at the same corner, selling the same weed. But you gonna listen to these people? Oh, my big cousin said my idea was corny. Okay, and your big cousin doing what? Oh, he's still chasing after the big booty keys. Like, damn, son, I done left home 21 years ago. You still out here chasing? You still chasing Shaquana? From 6th period math class? You still chasing after her? Come on, gentlemen, stop doubting yourself. Stop listening to these broke down, these busted and disgusted people. Stop listening to these people. Stop listening to them. Stop listening to your big cousin. Stop listening to your grandma. Stop listening to your mom and your daddy. Whatever's in your head is very much needed. Somebody on this platform called Earth needs what's here. Somebody needs it. You need to manifest it now. You need to. I don't care. I don't care if people in your community ain't banging with it. I don't care if people don't like your song. I don't care if people don't like the poetry. I don't care if people around you don't like it. Hell, if you're reading the Bible, even even Jesus Christ himself had to leave his hometown. So Jesus Christ himself had to leave his hometown because why? People in his so-called community didn't even believe in who he was. Same thing with you. You guys got plenty of ideas. You guys got ideas, and you guys got billions of dollars of ideas and imagination sitting in your head right now. But you're sitting around dead people all day talking about some where them hoes at? And you sit around these rigor mortis. You sit around these dead moldy ass people talking about some the football game and you know Lil Uzi Vert and the News Jordans and all this stuff, gentlemen. This is your community. But anyway, gentlemen, going back to the side, gentlemen, you go through the community, you go through the hard times to get to the good, to appreciate the good times, to appreciate good people. You go through hard people and hard times to appreciate the good times and the good people. You got to go. Remember, gentlemen, you got to go through it, man. It's all about a lesson, right? It's all about a lesson. You're supposed to learn from the hard times. You're supposed to learn from the hard people. It's all a lesson. Yeah, your life was hard. I don't know what happened to you. Whatever you've been through, it's supposed to be hard because you were supposed to learn a lesson. You learn the lesson, you go through it, you grow, it makes you a better person, and guess what? You create a better situation for the ones who are behind you, gentlemen. This is how it works. What's the point of going through something that's hard? It's like going through college. It's like going through any class, any hard class. Why would you go through a hard class? You know, like I was going to school. Like, you know, I didn't like statistics. I hated statistics. You know, I barely passed the class. It was a hard ass class. It would beat me down, all the other stuff. But guess what, gentlemen? I passed. I might not have gotten a super dope grade, but hey, it is what it is. I passed it. Now I move forward. I don't sit there and soak about it and let me take the test over, let me take the class over again so I can get a higher grade. I mean, you can do all that. That'd be, hey, listen, but who wants to waste money going through a class you just passed? Yeah, your GPA might dip a little bit. Cool, just try harder than the next class you take. You got calculus or physics or something like that. I mean, calculus, whatever. Listen, you go through that hard class, you get beat down. That class is gonna beat you down a little bit. You pass the class, you learn from it, and you move forward. Oh, I didn't get that A plus. Okay, bro. Listen, you might have got a C. Cool, bro. You passed the class. Keep it moving. Same thing with your Communitah, man. Listen, go through your Communitah, learn what you need to learn. Look, I mean, observe, right? So when you go into your hood and your old neighborhoods and your old Communitah and all the other stuff, your old society, gentlemen, look and see what's going on. So I'm thankful that, you know, I mean, there's plenty of guys that didn't make it out of Rochester. There's plenty of guys that got caught up. There's plenty of guys that got swept up in the degenerate behavior and trying to prove you're hard and bang shoot them up. I'm glad that I went through that, gentlemen. I'm super glad I went through that. Hell, even my military, I'm glad that I went to Iraq. I'm glad I went through the war time, gentlemen. I'm glad I've gone through the hard stuff, gentlemen. Because you know why? Because it's now time for me to create a better situation for somebody else. It's time for me to be around people that are good now. It's time for me to start being around people that have a builder's mentality. People who want to create. People who want to make life better for those who are behind them, gentlemen. So I went through all that nonsense. Now it's time for me to reap the good. It's time for me to connect myself to good people. It's not time for me to go all the way back to where I started. No, man. If them people that see me, that's back in Rochester, they want to connect with me, guess what? They got to come to me. Because I'm not going all the way back to you. Same thing with you, Johnny. If you've gone through all this hell and high water all your life, you've been ducking and dodging, you've been trying to come up, and you take 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, gentlemen, you go through that hell to get to heaven. What the scripture said, you go through the fire and you come out as pure gold. You gotta go through the fire, gentlemen. But you don't stay in the fire. The fire is supposed to burn the impurities off you. It's supposed to refine you. That's what fire does. It's a refinery. It burns off all the old, all the stuff that doesn't serve you. It burns it off, and you come out as a different person. But you don't stay in the fire, gentlemen. The fire is just a lesson. The fire is life. It's just a lesson. You don't stay in the fire. You go through it and you move forward. And you create your own situation somewhere else. But yeah, gentlemen, that's all I gotta say, man. Like, go through the fire, gentlemen. Go through the hard times to get to the better times. You don't go through the hard times to continually don't go through the hard times to stay in the hard times, basically. Don't go through your hard times and go through all this hard stuff you've been going through just to stay in the hard times. It doesn't make sense. All right? Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.